Um, I don't believe Discord can do one of the main things, obviously, that we're looking for. We're looking to connect. So you can hear me. Can you not see me? We can pretend it's a radio show if you can hear me. We've got a little over 500. Most of you made it over to Twitch and D Live. Please get the word out. Christy, Cindy, Dixie on YouTube. I'm sorry, on Facebook with the links to Twitch and D Live, um, and we'll just forge ahead here. Um, it's very buffering. Nothing on D Live. Twitch is lagging. So if you think this is now, I can see where you might think that this was operator error by the head Sned here, because I may not have the best track record when it comes to technical ease. Yeah, maybe something's going on in the world. And But at any rate, this is happening outside of me, because I can get online with a YouTube video, and I can play a YouTube video no problem. I can get online with either my Wi-Fi or my plug-in, my main plug-in. So it's definitely not a connection problem. I went through all the restream keys and all that, but not to bore you with all that. But let me see, go to your chats and find out where we're at. Let me see. No video, just audio. Okay. All right. So you guys hear anything? So freezing up. So can you hear me on Twitch? And can you hear me on D Live? Yeah, let me see. You're good on Twitch. Okay. Yeah, YouTube Dave Sned is not working. Streamer offline. Yep, I'm looking into Foxhole as well. Okay. Choppy, can hear you talking. I'm fine to just listen, but it's still a bit choppy. Okay. He's live on Twitch but keeps freezing. And can you see me on D Live or hear me on D Live, please? Let's see. Beverly. Oh, you guys can hear me on YouTube. I can hear and see Jeff on YouTube. Thank you for that. So finally YouTube is okay. It looks like we've got 90 on. Oh, we're up to almost 200 on YouTube now. 171. Okay. All right. We may be cooking with fire now. Hopefully this continues and we don't have any more difficulty. If you finally, thank you guys for your patience. Yeah, keep our fingers crossed. Send some Reiki my way, please. Send some prayers my way. Just please hope that there's not a guy in a black mask outside my house with some wire cutters. Okay, that's really all I'm concerned about. Okay, but I'm well armed, so I'm fine. I'm good. All right. So yeah, Eric's focused on some personal stuff, folks. He's got just lost his father, and had a great chat with him though yesterday. So he's doing he's doing well, doing better. And if for those of you that are in West Virginia, please reach out with where you're at and how you want to end up in West Virginia. All right, so let's chat. So great question by Julie about when this stuff starts to come out on the television and so forth. What do we do with the kids, right? Well, I've thought of that, and I know some of you answered. I would find out what it is, obviously, before the kids can see it, right? And I think there's going to be a disclaimer on what But try to keep them busy, keep them, outside playing in the snow or depending on the weather. Have one of the parents, take them outside, the other parent, inside, right? With watching what's going on. So when is this going to happen? Well, let's talk about that. So listen, there's a lot of people trying to predict what's going on right now. Yeah, and and we've been wrong on. Here's the thing about the truth community. I mentioned this the other night, and it bears repeating, and that is that the main thing that we've been off on. And by the way, if you're having problems, it's buffering on YouTube. It looks like, but it is on YouTube. It is on Twitch. Bad, unbelievable. Okay. Watching on YouTube, but no video on D Live. Just talk slow and don't move. Okay. I'll do that. I'd rather not say thank you for that. Is it going it do but no, I'm messing with you. Okay. So the wrong, right? The has been that the truth community has operated with has operated with an assumption of proper justice, right? You murder somebody, you turn them into the police, and you think, okay, justice will be served, this guy will be tried, he'll be, or her will go to prison, they'll serve a sentence, et cetera, right? So there's an assumption of justice that we've had in this country and certainly on this planet. When you grow up with an illusion of justice, which I think is what we have been exposed to time, just like there's an illusion of freedom, there's an illusion of choice, with who we're going to vote for, up until I think Donald Trump as the first outsider, and that remains to be seen, but I think is absolutely. And so we have these illusions that we grow up with, and I think that anybody who's been caught up in the legal system, like you've had to sue somebody, or somebody's wronged you, or you have children issues and divorce issues and things like that. That I think the older we get, the more we realize the disillusionment with justice in this country. And so when we make a prediction with this, with these things that we think are going to unfold, it's based on that illusion of justice. And so with this illusion of justice, I think that's where the truth community, between that and the reading comms, whether it be 17 comms or President Trump tweets, Scavino tweets, etc., that we find out that we're being told something that may not be coming true on the day that we think it is, right? We think it's going to happen before the election. We think it's certainly going to happen before the inauguration. Oh, well, if it doesn't happen before the inauguration, maybe they have to let him, be inaugurated so that the shoplifter has left the store. And so the goalposts keep being moved back away from when we think we're in the red zone, red line, and we think we're about to score we look up and now the goalpost has been moved again, and it's not moved closer, it's moved back. And so as we progress, we in the truth community, all of you that are seeking truth and finding your own information, is that we are trying to anticipate when things are going to happen, right? But just because we've been off on the dates, off on the timing, we can't allow that delay or that mistake or misfire to take us out of the truth that we know exists. And so to focus on that truth of crimes having been committed, of the election having been stolen. I mean, not a mountain of evidence, a mountain range of evidence that has been buried and pushed aside, etc. A mountain range of evidence of corruption with our politicians. A mountain range of evidence with ties to people like Epstein and people like Maxwell, and child trafficking. Mountain range of evidence with companies that are selling $10,000 pillows, and then you look at the pillow and it has the name of a missing child. Remember, we went down those paths together. Okay, we went down the path together of Emmett Sullivan trying to take out, General Flynn, even after the prosecution even wanted to stop, and even after the prosecution realized that it was all based on a false assumption and a false witch hunt by the deep state. So we can't forget all these rabbit holes that we went down together, that point to the truth, the reality of what is in front of us. And so oftentimes, you miss some shots at the basket and you lose your confidence. But in reality, when you're missing shots, that's when you need your confidence the most. And so I would offer to you, yes, we can look into what's going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen this weekend, et cetera, but please understand that that we may be off again, but it doesn't change the facts. And when it's all said and done, I'm basically giving it till like March 5th. Right? And then I need to see what happens. But in terms of, getting, things back to normal, when is that going to happen? We don't know. But I think that things are going to happen certainly by March 5th, March 4th, actually. And so if that we need our confidence now more than ever to know that these things happened, that we researched them and we found the truth. And every time we see a YouTube, stop somebody like me from broadcasting, a Facebook, putting you in jail or stopping, closing accounts, a Twitter, knocking the most powerful man in the world off its platform, as well as the others. And we see the mainstream media trying to discredit the 17 movement. We see the House of Representatives just voted to get out Green out of a committee for being a follower of 17. The more we see them push back the insurrection that they keep saying, the siege on the Capitol that they allowed to happen, that they didn't add more National Guard troops to stop. And it's just the more we see that, excuse me, buffering bad, Kelly Brady. Todd said turn off an other channel on YouTube. It is off. I only have one channel going to YouTube. We have 719. We're well over 1,400 people, and it's still buffering bad. Let me try something here. Thank you for that feedback, by the way. Let me see if I can do something here. Let me see. Let me see if that helps. Same as stream. Recordings cannot be paused. Okay. Enable replay buffer. Okay. Let's see if that helps, folks. Please let me know if that changed anything. I just lowered the video bit rate. Okay. Goldilocks says trick to at least listen. Slide back the live about 15 minutes and you can at least hear it without skips. So slide the back about 15 minutes and you can hear it without skips. Okay. Scott McKay has over 12,000 viewers today. No issues. I think it's on Dave's end. It's definitely, it's the only thing that I'm having trouble with in terms of streaming, in terms of getting video out or getting video in. And I'm on a hard line, so I can't imagine why this is happening the way it is here. And here we are. Let me just
and
see
people
this
like
here.
Maxwell,
and
child trafficking. A mountain range
So
of
the
evidence
audio
with
is
companies
okay.
that are selling
Okay. The web said I was coming on at 2:30 a.m.
$10,000 pillows, and then you look at the pillow and it has a name.
Yeah,
of a
my
missing
stuff. I
child.
don't have much open, guys.
You know,
there's nothing that's causing
Remember,
the
we went
slowdown
down those paths together.
of my
Okay?
broadcast.
We went down the path
is,
together of Emmett Sullivan trying to
literally
take
one of the
out,
only things open.
General Flynn.
Um,
Even after the
Yeah, so I don't know
prosecution
what's
even
going on
wanted
here.
to stop. After the prosecution even wanted to stop.
no.
And even after the prosecution realized
Okay.
that it was all based on a false assumption and a false witch
Yeah,
hunt.
Angel, another
by
good point that
the,
the plan
by
has
the,
had to be shifted a couple times due to
deep state.
circumstances. Do not lose faith.
So we
Yes,
can't
exactly.
forget all these rabbit holes that we went down together. That
they are pulling
point
you
to
down. I only
the
have
truth,
3
the
lives up,
reality
guys.
of what is in front of us.
Yeah.
And so, oftentimes,
Fox is saying Democrats
You
are
know,
punishing
you-
anyone that attended
miss
DC on
some
1/6. I
some
guess
shots
video
at the
issues with
basket.
days you went.
and you lose your confidence.
By the way,
And-
yeah, even
But
a
in
lot of
reality,
people
when
are
you're
being
missing shots,
visited,
that's
I
when you
guess,
need your confidence the most.
for that, which
And
is
so
crazy.
I would offer
Crazy.
to you, yes,
Robert,
we can look into what's
Horn,
going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen this weekend,
Dave
et
Sned
cetera,
at
et cetera.
Gmail, please.
But please understand that
Thank you for that.
we may
donation.
be off again, but it doesn't change the facts.
Yeah, we gotta.
And
gotta
when
step
it's all
this up
said
here,
and done, I'm
folks.
basically
I
giving
don't know
it
what the
till
heck's
like
going
March
on.
5th. Right?
But
and then I
let me
need to
see.
see what happens.
So they
But
voted
in terms
Green
of,
out.
Getting
Yeah, I think I
things
started
to
back
normal.
just about.
When is that going
I
to
don't know,
happen?
20 minutes.
I think that things are going to happen certainly by March